Chase Legal Department, 2780 Lake Vista Drive, Louisville, Texas, 75067. Phone number 214-626-3392. January 14th, 2010. Attention Fred Weaver. Dear Mr. Weaver, on several occasions, Chase Home Finance LLC or its mortgage servicing affiliates, collectively Chase, have been contacted by you or your colleagues at the Keller Williams Tempe location to request a short sale of a property securing a loan that Chase services. Those servicers and the investors for whom they service are not obligated to approve short sale requests where justified by the borrower's personal circumstances and where acceptable to the applicable investor and insurer. Chase makes every effort to assist borrowers with such requests. We understand the buzz among certain realtors is that short sale requests can be processed more quickly when they are escalated to very senior management within a bank. True. At Chase, that would mean a complaint to a member of the senior management team at JP Morgan Chase Bank, JPMCB, none of whom have day-to-day responsibilities for short sales. That is what we believe you and other members of the Keller Williams team location have been doing and have been teaching other realtors to do based on the information on your website. From what I'm being told, if you do not get the answer you want or do not get it as quickly as you would like, you escalate or threaten to escalate the matter to senior management at JPMCB. In some instances, these escalated complaints have occurred within a few days of Chase receiving the short sale matter for consideration, well before any decisioning can possibly occur. Such complaints waste both the executive's time and Chase's time and make closing short sales more difficult since the employee responsible for your short sale request has his or her time diverted away from processing that request in order to respond to your complaint. That is unfair to your customer and is also unfair to other Chase borrowers whom we are trying to assist and whose loans get put aside to respond to your unnecessary complaints. In the future, realtor complaints, both yours and others, related to short sale requests that are escalated to senior management at JPMCB will not be handled as executive complaints, but rather will be shared with the appropriate short sale management team. However, in fairness to all borrowers, absent any extraordinary reason or justification for doing so, the short sale request will not be elevated by such management team above other borrowers who are earlier in the queue. And my favorite paragraph. Another concern expressed to me is your unnecessarily aggressive treatment of Chase personnel. Though we understand normal frustrations with the short sale approval process, short sales unfortunately take time given the required investor and insurer approvals, valuation process, coordination with junior and senior liens, and sheer volume of the requests received. There is no reason that our personnel, who are already working extremely hard to assist as many customers as possible, should be subjected to abuse. They have been trained to deal with difficult callers. However, they will be advised that abusive callers from realtors may either be terminated or referred to the Chase Abuse Hotline, neither of which outcome will benefit you or us in assisting the affected borrower. We trust that won't be necessary and that you and other realtors in your office will work with Chase in a spirit of cooperation. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Sincerely, Deborah S. Davis, Senior Vice President and Assistant General Counsel.
By the way, Deborah, we didn't see your phone number or an email address, so it's going to be hard for us to contact you, Jack Rod.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Collard. I'm here with Group 4610, Arizona's premier
short sale team.
Right on. And it's F'd Up Friday if you haven't figured that out already. So we started off with the letter from Deborah, Senior Vice President, General Counsel. We're not going to go personal on it, but yeah, we are. Anyways, here's the deal, guys. This letter is a result of effective escalation. And it's one of those things about when you're doing business, you've got to sometimes put yourself at a little bit of risk.
Absolutely.
And what results is basically an unforgettable moment. So let's talk about that.
Matt, that was a good unforgettable moment because I'm going to just kind of go backwards. Before the day before we got this letter, Fred messages me and says, hey, I need some help on an escalation. I want you to come down to my office. And about 2 minutes later, he messages me again and said, hey, the guy's calling. So I literally run across the entire building so I can get on the phone with this guy. And this guy is just a total jackrod, just yelling, doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to look for a solution.
Is this a manager or a vice president?
Actually, what he called the senior vice president is, I believe, what he called himself. So
right, so he needed to call his own abuse hotline.
Yeah, he did need to call his own abuse hotline because he was hanging up on my employees. He hung up on Fred, and quite honestly, the guy was just a jerk. Anyways,
and I was really nice to him.
Fred was actually fairly reserved for Fred, So good boy. I'm just gonna say that I got on the phone. It took a few phone calls, like 20. in the next hour to get him on the phone with me and talking. But in the meantime, Fred, here's where I actually want you to share what else occurred.
Oh, you want me to share one of my escalation techniques that kind of created this letter?
This was kind of a fun one.
I went on Facebook, for those of you that are my friend, and if you're not, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Fred Weaver, facebook.com/Kevin L. Kauffman, facebook.com/Coach Collard. And I actually went on Facebook and I said, want to help in a short sale escalation? Please call Michael Gagne at blah, blah, blah number, or email him and tell him that we deserve blah, blah, blah commissions. And so essentially, it was a commission dispute we had with him. Well, Kevin didn't really know that I had done that, and so in the meantime,
already made some progress on the phone with him. In fact, I had got him I had just imposed my will on him and got what we wanted. But it was still fun to see this technique in action and see the power of social media and the power of a social network out there.
And like Gary Vaynerchuk.
And I think I have his last name totally wrong, so my apologies. I forget what his name was now.
It's Michael
Goldwyn. I knew it started with a G. My bad.
Michael Goldwyn. And if you want his contact
information,
Bill Gagne.
Sorry. Anyway, here's the deal, guys. A lot of you look at this letter and you go, oh my gosh, aren't you afraid they're going to do something and they're going to come after you? Guys, this was the most exciting thing that happened in the month of January. This right here said that Group 4610 is on. Well, despite the 21 closings we had.
Exciting.
This right here says that Group 4610 is on Chase's radar and that we will not allow them to just sit around and produce no results and try to process short sales as they said they're going to do.
We will hold you accountable because you're not holding yourself accountable. It's absolute bullcrap that you run your business that way and that you've got senior executive level employees hanging up on people who are trying to get something done because your employees can't do their job correctly.
Absolutely.
So we're going to shut it down because we've gone a little long. So here's this. Miss Deborah, Mrs. Vice President, Senior Vice President, General Counsel, let me educate you for a second. You don't have any authority in this transaction.
None.
All you do is approve a net figure. You don't have the right to have RESPA violations and go after our commissions. What you can do is approve the figure that the professionals lay out for you and bring to you, and then they escalate because they're working on your better behalf to do something in a timely manner instead of jacking around despite you. So if you want to play letters, we've got general counsel. We'll send you a letter. We can do this all day, but understand, we'll close the deal and we'll get the commission.
Here's my thing, Deborah. If this letter right here was actually meant to, let's say, create a solution, you would have just called me and had a real conversation. This letter was a scare tactic, and do I look scared? I'm not scared. I don't care about it. I'll call Jamie Dimon himself. I'll call him at his house. I'll call him at his apartment that overlooks Central Park. I'll go personally visit him.
Absolutely.
I'm not threatening anybody here. I'm just saying I will get in front of the person that runs Chase Bank to let you all know and have the message spread downward from Jamie Dimon down that we're interested in helping you. We're interested in helping you close short sales and making more money, netting more money, mitigating loss over foreclosure. And that's all we're interested in doing. And I don't think it's too much to ask for a commission for doing that.
And I can be honest with you right now, we're going to hold you accountable. And it's going to be episodes like this, and it's going to be on Facebook when we actually have people all around the country helping us out. We're going to do what we have to do, and so is everybody else. Trust me, the days of you guys strong-arming people, the backroom tactics are over. This isn't old school Las Vegas, guys. We're mitigating loss, and we're not screwing around.
And we're helping people. We actually care about people.
In the same way Obama did in the State of the Union address, he called out leadership. Miss Deborah, Senior Vice President, General Counsel, I call out your leadership. What are you going to do to speed up and hold your team accountable?
That's all we want to know.
Let's close this thing.
All right, let's wrap it up.
1, 2, 3. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour. Crush it, Deborah.